I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Well, friends, I have a feeling that I really don't need to introduce our guest, given the way you've welcomed him, but it's a great moment for the Library of Alexandria to welcome the one and only Martin Scorsese. He's, of course, you all know him as an American film director, screenwriter, producer, actor, critic, film historian. He's the founder of the World Cinema Foundation and a recipient of the AFI Life Achievement Award for his contributions to the cinema, and has won every single award from the Oscars to the Golden Globes to BAFTA, Directors Guild of America. There's hardly anything that could be bestowed on someone in cinema that Mr. Scorsese hasn't won. He's also the president of the Film Foundation, a non-profit organization dedicated to film preservation and the prevention of the decaying of motion picture film stock. Let me say for this audience in particular in Egypt, how grateful we are to Martin Scorsese for having taken under his wing the great classic film of Shadi Abdel Salam, Al-Mumia. It is very much thanks to him that that masterpiece has been restored. It was shown in Cannes, and Muhib al-Nahas was there, and we're now proud to welcome Martin Scorsese here, and it's my understanding that the film will also be made available for the first time in DVD. So many of you who have seen the film, more of you young people who have just heard of the film of Shadi Abdel Salam will be able to see it again, and that's thanks to him. But Martin Scorsese is not only a master of cinema, he has very much shaped the modern cinema. He is certainly one of the most significant and influential filmmakers. He's made the landmark films that we all know, from Taxi Driver to Raging Bull, Goodfellas. He's won the Best Director Award for The Departed, but has been nominated many times. And I must tell you that it's fascinating to notice that he's on everybody's list of 5 greatest directors, 10 greatest directors, no matter which list you look at, he is there, and he is frequently the only living director, living practicing director on such lists. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Martin Scorsese. Thank you so much, Martin.
Thank you. Oh, it's a very nice welcome. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed by this extraordinary welcome.
Well, you have, I told you, you have many, many fans here, and so this is, if anything, certainly not a hostile audience. Though actually, you know, it's fascinating, wonderful to have you here with us. And we often wonder, when we admire the work of great artists and great people, how you got started, what the beginnings were. And especially that in your case, I understand that you, for a while, thought about going into the priesthood and even entered the seminary in 1956, but somehow went to NYU and did film instead. That's a long
No, it was, yes, yes. I think for me, I guess I could be oversimplifying it, but I think when I was 3 years old, I contracted asthma, and I've been asthmatic all my life, and my parents weren't allowed to, I wasn't allowed to do any sports or anything like that, so they really didn't know what to do with me, so they brought me to a movie theater. And I then began going to Catholic school in the old Italian-American neighborhood in downtown New York, downtown Manhattan, which was very insulated, and very much my area was Sicilian, all Sicilians. On the next block was all the people from Naples, and then they were Calabrese. There was another block. But the teachers at the Catholic school were Irish nuns. So eventually, I became, eventually what happened, that the neighborhood was such a place that one had to use, if you weren't strong enough physically, you had to use your wits to survive. And so I began to understand that a lot of what I saw that was good in that area was not only coming from the connection of the sense of family, of blood, but also from two young priests who were there, who were maybe 22 years old, 23 years old, Italian-American priests who were very interesting and told us and looked at myself and my friends and said, "You don't have to live like this. You could use your head, get an education, and move out." And I used this one priest as a mentor in a way. But quickly, by the time I was 15 or 16 years old in the seminary, I realized that one has to have more of a will to have a vocation to give yourself to other people as a priest would and should. And so I was expelled from the seminary, went to a Catholic school, and eventually wound up at New York University. And the passion that I had for what I thought was a passion for religion sort of transferred over a passion for cinema. Because cinema was not only the American cinema, but British and Italian cinema. And then by the late 50s, international cinema, particularly Sajid Ray and films from Japan. And so I began to learn about the outside world through cinema. You see, if I was interested in Sajid Ray, I found the Ravi Shankar album, the first one in America. It was interesting because where I lived was a tenement, so especially in the summer, all the doors were open and people would hear each other's problems and this sort of thing, arguments. You go and settle the neighbor's argument, then you come back into your house and argue with your wife, and all of this going on. In the meantime, people are playing jazz, people are playing opera, people are playing rock and roll. You can hear it through the windows, and I'm playing the Ravi Shankar.